If you're the type of coffee lover who just wants a reliable machine that makes a decent espresso without having to become a barista, this review is for you. You probably have a few doubts lingering. Will it fit on my countertop? Is the milk frother easy to clean? Am I paying for a fancy name or an actual daily performer? Those are the questions that keep most people up at night when they're scrolling through endless options. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent the last couple of weeks testing a handful of automatic espresso makers, comparing them against the claims on the packaging, and reading what other buyers are saying. What follows is a straightforward look at the BMTTULKI Super Automatic Espresso Machine and whether it earns its place in your kitchen. First off, the biggest hurdle with any super automatic espresso maker is the learning curve. Many users assume that automatic means you can just press a button and get a perfect latte, but reality is a little messier. With the BMTTULKI, the interface is simple enough that you won't need a manual after a few brews. There are clearly labeled buttons for espresso, cappuccino, and latte, and a dedicated milk frothing button that runs a pre-programmed cycle. The machine itself sits at a comfortable height, roughly waist level for most people, so you don't have to hunch over a tiny control panel. That's a practical win if your kitchen space is modest and you don't want a countertop monster. Now, let's talk about the real-world daily routine. I set the machine up next to my refrigerator, plugged it in, and let it run its initial water flush routine. The water tank holds about 1.5 liters, which translates to roughly 1,215 cups of espresso before you have to refill. For a household of 2 coffee drinkers, that means you're not running back to the sink after each cup. The grinder is built into the unit and offers a single course setting, which is fine for a standard espresso grind but doesn't let you fine-tune for a double shot or a finer extraction. In practice, I found the coffee taste to be consistent and pleasantly smooth, though not quite shop quality. If you're after that velvety, high-altitude espresso you'd get at a specialty cafe, you might feel a little underwhelmed. However, for most morning routines, 2 espressos, a cappuccino, maybe a latte at the weekend, the machine hits the sweet spot. One of the biggest selling points is the automatic milk frother. It's a separate container that you pour milk into, close the lid, and let the machine do the rest. The froth comes out dense enough for latte art if you're patient, but the real test is cleanup. After each use, you have to disassemble the frother, rinse the container, and wipe the steam nozzle. The design isn't dishwasher safe, so you'll be doing a quick hand wash each morning. That's a small inconvenience compared with a fully manual steam wand, but it's worth noting if you hate any extra steps. For me, the frother works well for a quick cappuccino before work, but I wouldn't rely on it for a multi-shot latte art session. There's a slight lag in temperature consistency after the first few uses. If you're wondering about durability, the machine's exterior is a sleek combination of matte black and brushed silver. It looks modern without being gaudy, and the finish doesn't show fingerprints as easily as a high-gloss model would. The internal components, especially the pump, are standard for the price range. The pump is a vibration type, which is quieter than the older rotary pumps you see in high-end machines. In real usage, the noise is comparable to a kitchen blender on low, so it won't startle you at 6 a.m. If you're sensitive to sound, that's a nice bonus. Who should consider buying this BMTTULKI? If you're a casual coffee drinker who wants a one-touch solution for espresso-based drinks, especially if you live in a small apartment or have limited counter space, this is a solid candidate. It's also a good fit for families where kids might want a warm milk drink without the adult-level espresso bitterness. Just set the milk frother to latte and you have a kid-friendly drink ready in under a minute. The price point sits comfortably below the premium models, so you're getting a lot of automation for less cash, which makes it attractive for budget-conscious shoppers. On the flip side, if you're a coffee aficionado who enjoys tweaking grind size, tamp pressure, and brewing temperature, this machine will feel restrictive. The lack of adjustable grind settings and a fixed brewing temperature means you won't be able to experiment with profiles that bring out subtle flavor notes. Also, if you consistently drink large quantities, say you're a small office that needs 10 coffees a day, the 1.5-liter tank and single-shot capacity may become a bottleneck. In that scenario, a higher capacity model or a semi-automatic machine with a larger water reservoir would make more sense. Let's address the hidden trade-offs that often get glossed over in marketing copy.